Hello, welcome to my lonely kitchen. If you're anything like me, you're a lonely loser and hate being alive. The holidays are especially hard, so in an attempt to numb myself entirely and distract myself from my own begrudging jealousy at the sight of other people's inexplicable joy, which has proven itself unobtainable for me, I like to cook. Today we'll be making butternut pumpkin soup. What's that? You've never heard of such a thing? Well, of course you haven't, because it's completely made up. Those are just words I put together to describe the heart-stopping sludge we'll be making today. As you can see, I've laid out almost all of the ingredients we'll be using. Squash, pumpkin, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, ginger, allspice, sugar, cream, walnuts, and pecans. The pumpkin and squash come from the same family, so we're gonna make like Virginia and bring the two together. The butternut squash, much like my heart, is very soft and a little sweet when you warm it up. But until then, it's covered in a rock-hard wall of hate. And honestly, who cares about pumpkins? Start by cutting open your pumpkin and tearing out its insides into a bowl. The squash will be significantly harder to cut. For this, we'll need to apply mind over matter. The best method I have found is to imagine the squash as myself, as a child trying to express my dreams and emotions. Then I just imagine myself as my father and... guess this is my teenage years. Next we need to puree the ingredients. Add a little cream and then throw in your pumpkin guts. I'm leaving in the seeds because that's where the love comes from, and I want to be full of pumpkin love. Next we're gonna blend the squash. I didn't wash out the excess pumpkin residue before doing this. I barely have the energy left to get out of bed in the morning. You really think I care? Finally, we need to blend up the pecans and walnuts. Turn the hob on and get a pot of cream. Add the pumpkin and squash and mix well. Then add the nuts. Honestly, I added way too many nuts, but who cares? Finally, we add our spices. I know this looks like a lot. That's because it is. But who cares? At the end of the day, I'll always have a cold, empty spot in my bed, and no matter what I do, I'm destined to die alone. I'm just hoping this soup will give me a heart attack and I can hurry up the process. Once it's done, throw it in a bowl and spray some cream all over it. I recommend eating it warm, as the warming sensation you feel around your heart is probably the closest thing to love I'll ever feel. If you'd rather enjoy it cold and devoid of love, simply waft a woman's heart above it. And that's it. I recommend making this dish if cyanide poison just isn't fast enough for you. And I'm going to rate it a 4 out of 10.
No, you're not supposed to actually eat it! He likes it! Tuxedo approved!
It has cream in it.